The leadership retreat presentation stated that I had declined the VP of Operations promotion after careful consideration. The CEO's email system showed no promotion offer letter had ever been created or sent to me. I'd been managing product operations at a tech startup in Austin for 3 years. I streamlined manufacturing processes. I coordinated vendor relationships. I reported quarterly efficiency metrics to executive leadership. The leadership retreat happened in March. I wasn't invited. The company rented a conference centre in the Hill Country for 2 days of strategic planning. My peer from marketing mentioned it casually on April 2nd. "I heard you turned down the VP role. That surprised everyone at the retreat." I hadn't turned down any VP role. I'd never been offered one. "What VP role?" I asked. "VP of Operations. They discussed it at the retreat. Your manager said you'd declined because you preferred your current scope." I'd had no conversation with my manager about a VP position. No offer letter, no discussion of promotion, nothing. I requested a copy of the retreat materials from HR on April 3rd. The presentation deck was dated March 15th. Slide 23, VP Operations Succession. Andrea Martinez declined promotion offer, prefers current role and team size. Will revisit in 12 to 18 months. I'd never seen an offer. Never had a conversation about declining anything. My name is Andrea. I'd spent 3 years building operational excellence and had consistently exceeded every metric the company measured. If there'd been a VP promotion available, I would have accepted it immediately. But according to the leadership retreat, I'd carefully considered it and declined. I opened my email archive and started searching for any communication about a VP offer that I'd somehow missed. I searched my entire email history for any variation of VP, Vice President, promotion, advancement, or operations leadership. I searched my inbox, sent items, and deleted folders. Nothing. No offer letter, no discussion email, no meeting invitation about a VP role, no compensation proposal, no conversation about expanded responsibilities. I checked my calendar history for March. No meetings with my manager about promotions or role changes, no HR meetings about advancement, no executive conversations about leadership transitions. The leadership retreat presentation said I'd declined after careful consideration, but there was no record of any offer to decline. I documented the absence of communication and saved the retreat presentation showing the claim that I'd refused the promotion. Then I didn't immediately confront anyone. I just continued my normal work and observed. Over the next week, I noticed subtle shifts. My manager excluded me from 2 strategic planning meetings I'd normally attend. The VP of Engineering stopped copying me on vendor escalation emails. The CFO didn't request my usual quarterly efficiency report. They were treating me like someone who'd declined advancement and signalled they wanted to stay in their current role. Except I'd never signalled anything of the kind. On April 12th, I requested a one-on-one meeting with my manager, scheduled for April 15th. I prepared no accusations, no questions about the promotion, just my normal agenda of operational updates. The April 15th meeting started routinely. I reviewed manufacturing metrics, vendor performance, process improvements. Then my manager made an unexpected comment. "I appreciate that you're committed to your current role. Not everyone wants the complexity of executive leadership." I documented his statement mentally, but didn't challenge it. "What makes you say that?" I asked. "You were clear about your preference for your current scope when we discussed the VP opportunity." "When did we discuss a VP opportunity?" He paused. "In February. We talked about the operations VP role, and you indicated you weren't interested." "I don't recall that conversation. Can you tell me when it happened?" It was during one of our one-on-ones. Which one specifically? He looked uncertain. I'd need to check my calendar. I've reviewed my calendar and email history. I can't find any record of a discussion about a VP promotion. Can you forward me the notes from that conversation? I don't take notes on informal career discussions. Was there a formal offer letter? We discussed it verbally first. You declined, so we didn't proceed with a written offer. I made notes, but didn't argue. I'd like to clarify for the record, I never declined a VP promotion because I was never offered one. If there was a verbal discussion, I have no memory of it and can find no documentation of it. My manager shifted uncomfortably. I clearly remember the conversation. Then we have different recollections. I'd like to request that HR review any documentation related to the VP Operations succession discussion. The meeting ended. I documented the conversation immediately. My manager's claim of a February discussion, my statement that no such discussion occurred, my request for HR review. 2 days later, on April 17th, I sent a formal email to HR. I'm requesting clarification regarding VP Operations succession planning. The March Leadership Retreat presentation states that I declined a promotion offer. However, I have no record of receiving an offer letter, participating in any discussion about a VP role, or declining any promotion. I've requested documentation from my manager, but he states the discussion was verbal and undocumented. Please provide any records related to a VP Operations offer made to me. HR responded on April 18th. We'll review our records and respond within 1 week. 1 week passed. Then 2 weeks. No response from HR. On May 2nd, I sent a follow-up. I'm still awaiting the response to my April 17th inquiry regarding VP Operations succession documentation. Please advise on the status of this review. HR replied the same day. We're still gathering information. We'll respond by May 9th. May 9th arrived. No response. I sent another follow-up on May 10th. This time, I copied the CEO. I've requested documentation regarding VP Operations succession planning on April 17th and May 2nd. HR committed to responding by May 9th but has not done so. I'm requesting executive review of this matter as the Leadership Retreat presentation attributes statements to me that I did not make and decisions I did not make. The CEO responded within 2 hours. I'll look into this personally. Please send me the specific documentation you're referencing. I sent him the retreat presentation, with slide 23 highlighted. I also sent my email search results showing no VP-related communications, my calendar showing no relevant meetings, my statement that I'd never been offered a promotion to decline. The CEO replied the next day. I'm reviewing the offer letter approval records. I'll follow up directly. 3 days passed. On May 14th, the CEO sent a meeting invitation. The CEO, the head of HR, my manager, and me, scheduled for May 16th. Subject line, VP Operations Succession Review. I accepted and prepared my complete timeline. The May 16th meeting was held in the executive conference room. The CEO opened directly. I've reviewed the email approval records for offer letters issued in Q1. There is no record of a VP Operations offer letter being created, reviewed, or sent to Andrea. My manager started to respond. The CEO continued. Our process requires all executive offer letters to be approved through the CEO email system before they're sent. No such approval was requested for a VP operations offer. The C director spoke. The succession discussion at the leadership retreat was based on information provided by Andrea's manager, stating she'd declined the opportunity. Based on what documentation? The CEO asked. He reported a verbal conversation. The CEO looked at my manager. Did you have a conversation with Andrea about a VP role? I believed I had discussed it with her. Believed? Did you or didn't you? I may have conflated my intention to discuss it with having actually had the conversation. The CEO made notes. So no offer letter was sent. No formal discussion occurred. But you reported to the leadership team that Andrea had declined a promotion she was never offered. My manager didn't respond immediately. I understood from her career goals discussions that such preferred her current role. I spoke for the first time. I've never stated a preference for my current role over advancement. Every career discussion I've had has indicated interest in growing into leadership positions. The CEO reviewed documents on his screen. Andrea's performance reviews for the past 3 years all include stated goals for executive advancement. Her self-assessments specifically mention interest in VP-level roles. He reported at my manager. Why would you tell the leadership team she declined a promotion without verifying that an offer had been made? I made an error in communication. This wasn't a communication error. This was reporting a decision that never happened based on a conversation that never occurred. The CEO closed his laptop. I'm going to conduct a comprehensive review of this situation. Andrea, please continue your normal responsibilities. I'll follow up within 2 weeks. The meeting ended. I documented the conversation and returned to my work. Over the next 2 weeks, I was excluded from no further meetings. My current email access and committee participation continued. No additional changes to my role or responsibilities. On May 30th, the CEO sent another meeting invitation, just the 2 of us, scheduled for June 2nd. The June 2nd meeting was straightforward. I've completed my review, the CEO said. No VP operations offer was extended to you. The claim that you declined was false. I've addressed this with your manager. I nodded. I'm offering you the VP operations role now. The position comes with appropriate compensation, equity adjustment, and a seat on the executive leadership team. What about my manager? He's been reassigned to a senior advisor role with your reports. The raw reporting structure for operations will change with you're in the VP position. When would this take effect? July 1st, which gives the organizational changes. I accepted the role. The announcement was made on June 15th. VP of Operations. Direct report to the CEO. Responsibility for manufacturing, vendor management, and process optimization across all product lines. My former manager's reassignment was announced simultaneously. Senior Advisor for Strategic Initiatives. No team, no management authority. I spent June preparing for the transition. I documented all ongoing projects. I built transition plans for my previous role. I met with each functional area I'd be overseeing. On July 1st, I officially started as VP of Operations. The role came with a 45% salary increase, significant equity grant, and executive leadership responsibilities. My first project was implementing a standardized communication protocol for all promotion discussions and offer letters. All VP level and above promotions required written offers approved through the CEO's email system before any communication with candidates. No more verbal discussions that may or may not have happened. No more reported decisions without documentation of actual offers. The CEO approved the protocol in my first executive team meeting. 6 months after the leadership retreat presentation that claimed I'd declined a promotion, I was leading operations for the entire company. The decision attributed to me had never existed, but once the CEO reviewed the email approval records and found no offer letter had been created, the truth was clear enough that no elaborate explanation was necessary. A year after becoming VP, I was promoted to Chief Operating Officer. I managed all operational and manufacturing functions. I reported directly to the CEO and board. 2 years after that false leadership retreat slide, I was still at the company. The manager who'd reported a non-existent conversation had left 18 months earlier to pursue other opportunities. The organizational changes I'd implemented were still in place. Written documentation for all executive offers, CEO approval for all VP-level promotions, no reliance on verbal discussions for succession planning. 3 years after learning I'd supposedly declined a promotion I'd never been offered, I still had all the documentation. The retreat presentation claiming I'd refused, my email search showing no offer communication, my calendar showing no relevant meetings. The CEO's discovery that no offer letter had been created. Those documents hadn't changed what had actually happened, which was nothing, but they'd proven that when someone reports a decision without documenting the offer that supposedly prompted it, the absence of that documentation eventually becomes the only fact that matters. The email approval system showed no VP offer had been sent, which meant either I'd declined something that didn't exist, or my manager had reported a conversation that never occurred, and only one of those explanations made sense when the CEO looked at the actual records. Everything after that had been about building systems that prevented succession planning from being based on conversations people believed they'd had, instead of offers they'd actually made.